One of the other topics we wanted to talk about was the FDA.
Oh, joy. Yes. If you guys remember.
The Federal Discrimination Association.
Yes. If you guys remember about, I should have looked up the actual episode number, but several episodes back, we talked to Josh Habersky from the PCA. He's one of their executives, and he is one of the lobbyists. And this is exactly what he was talking about. So we're just going to review a little bit because this is more of a call to action, because we as cigar smokers are going to need to get involved and make our voices heard with the FDA. Otherwise, they're going to steamroll over a few things. So
yeah,
please.
We're going to be sitting right there next to Newport cigarettes going, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things, and this is, I'm going to apologize in advance if I start yelling. It's not the alcohol, it's the topic. But I'm going to do my best to stay somewhat reasonable. One of the things that the FDA is trying to shove up our ass is basically saying that, and this is my biggest point of all this, is that you can't use flavor descriptors to describe tobacco products, which would include cigars. Once upon a time, when the government had fucking sense, they kind of exempted cigars because you don't have a whole bunch of 15-year-olds under the bleachers, smoking, premium or, boutique or premium cigars. Now they want to encompass cigars in this, saying basically you can't use flavor descriptors. The whole point of it is that they don't want tobacco manufacturers describing things like, in the intention. The intention was, you don't want a cigar that, or not a cigar, a tobacco product like vape, perhaps, vape or some candy coated cigarette.
Flavored cigars.
Yeah, flavored cigar. It tastes like Hawaiian Punch or strawberry Skittles or, shit like that has been coming up in the market.
My personal favorite, you'll like this. My personal favorite descriptor for a vape product, unicorn fart.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
But here's the central problem to begin with. One, they're trying to create a blanket policy for two entirely different things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do away with menthol cigarettes and artificially flavored tobacco products of any type. Okay? That's one issue.
Right.
You cannot lump descriptor in with that issue. Those are two entirely separate things, but that's not what they're doing. They've lumped all that together.
Yes.
A strawberry flavored cigar that is artificially strawberry flavored is a completely different thing than us sitting here saying that this Superfly has notes of chocolate and honey. Those are two completely different things.
Exactly.
But not to the FDA.
No.
And ultimately, I think this is why this is going to fail with the FDA. I think if they'd have separated these two things, they could have fought both of them. But I think if they would have separated these two things, they would almost 100% get rid of artificially flavored tobacco products. Menthol cigarettes, flavored cigars, flavored chewing tobacco, all that would probably go away without too much of a fight,
But
per se.
Here's the kick in the balls, though. The kick in the balls is basically you cannot, as a manufacturer, give flavor descriptors. So
But that's never going to fly. That's completely a First Amendment issue.
You're absolutely right.
There's no way they can win that. And you can't tell me that the entire FDA is so freaking stupid that somebody in their legal end of that didn't look at that and go, yeah, that's not going to work, guys.
Yeah, it's a government entity.
We gotta look at this different. We can't put the descriptor thing in with the flavor thing. How they didn't figure this out before now just bog, because you start reading the articles on this, whether it's PCA, whether it's stuff that Half Wheel's posting, even the piece by
Tobacco Journal.
In Cigar, the one that came out in Cigar International.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every one of them is like, what are you, stupid? There's no way you're going to win this.
Well, yeah.
Just based on the wording alone, you've lost. And
I mean, it was to the point where they're talking about no one, even us on a podcast can't give flavor descriptors.
Could you see us having
that? I heard that, and I'm just gonna say I heard that, and what was? I'm not gonna even say it. I'm gonna allow you guys to share. Describe my reaction. I'm not gonna even react because it wouldn't be pretty.
Scott was a tad bit miffed,
just a bit.
You will.
Yeah, and there was something of the nature of, they kiss my ass. I'll say what I want.
I believe there was a color descriptor in there.
There probably was. Yes,
you
yes.
Kiss my black ass, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. But they're not going to beat the Second Amendment issue.
No,
the First Amendment. First Amendment issue.
Breaks. No.
First Amendment issue. Hey, look, I'm sorry. There's a reason.
Second Amendment is what allows us to keep our First Amendment issue.
The two are in the wrong order, okay, but that's just my opinion.
He's gonna have Black Hawk helicopters at his house Sunday morning. I can't make it to your house today, Scott. Where are you? Well, I'm over next to you, over at the FBI headquarters in Rockland.
Yeah.
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah. They got me in an undescript concrete block building in Pennsylvania.
But that's where it gets a bit ridiculous, because are we going to have to put an announcement on the front of the show where we have Camera Gorilla record it and then speed it up 1.5 times fast, going, the opinions of this podcast are simply the opinions of that and don't necessarily represent blah, 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 right?
We should probably have that now.
Too late. But
the opinions of these pricks are completely their opinions and do not reflect. Well, we don't have any sponsors, so right,
guys, you guys are getting way too complicated in your heads about this. It's just one sentence. Fuck you if you can't take a joke.
Yeah.
So
piss off.
We're in the midst of for this particular injunction, whatever the hell the FDA calls this thing. We are in the midst of the comment period where we, the public, which is why I say you guys, our listeners, need to get behind them. Send in your comments, send in your email. The more paperwork we can flood these idiots, the better. So to that end,
even if you support it, I mean, speak your mind.
Yeah.
Please, because this is how the process works.
It's supposed to.
And this is the problem. There's too many of us that, will sit and complain about the things that are being pushed our way, but ultimately we have the ability to weigh in on this. And, if you have an opinion, please, whether it's for or against, get in on this. And at least if it does pass, it was a, will of the people type of thing. I mean, maybe we're in the minority. I don't know. I don't think so, but we could be. So, get the word out.
Well, as of the date of this podcast publication, there will be a link on our website. If you go to LoomisCigarCartel.com, scroll right below the big Beyond the Humidor logo, there will be a link to the comments section of this particular article. You can read it there, and then you can send in your tastefully worded comments about this thing that they're trying to do.
All right. Here's what I need. Camera Gorilla is motioning.
I can't remember the link off the top of my head because knowledge is power. There is a link, and I'll put it up. I'll make sure it gets up on social media and in this video and the description of the podcast as well. There's a link that you can also, because if it's an FDA bill, it's eventually going to go before our representatives. There's a link. I'll make sure it gets posted, but where you put in your zip code and it will give you your state legislature's contact info for your district, your senator, your congressman, so you can make sure that information gets out. Because I think we have close to 200, we're roughly 200 downloads per episode. If even half those people write and convince the people they smoke with to write, one letter might not do a lot. 5 letters might not do a lot. 100 or more, then that starts to get attention. So
no, without a doubt. And I'll say this, as angry as this makes me, this is the reasonable part of me coming out. If you do decide to contact your representative, speak your mind,
But be respectful.
Be respectful. Don't be threatening or stupid shit like that. Or you could get a couple of, suited gentlemen. Or
You'll be
ladies
joining
at
me
the
in
door.
the bunker in Pennsylvania.